Hey everyone, it's me again, back with another Ramble video. How you doing? I am, who's that? Never seen you before. Must be new. Anyway, I'm, gonna just take you through what I did last month and, just kind of keep this consistent. I said I promised myself I'd do one every month, and this is me doing that, so let's just get right to it. First of all, the CML. So this is my CML for the past month. As you can see, I've been doing a lot of combat stuff. This prayer here is from the daily ecto fungus. I used all my Dagonoth bones there, and now I'm just starting to use my dragon bones every day there to keep up my bone crusher. I mean, I don't need any more bone crusher charges. I have way more than enough for everything I need to do. But I'd like to do this every day anyway because it's more XP. It's more XP than using it on the altar, and I don't really like using the altar because it saves me on Marantil, so I just do this every day. That's about that. The tiny bit of fletching, it's like what I'm doing now. Not necessarily. Some of it was darts, just because I ran out of a few darts, but other than that, it wasn't that too drastic. Let me just set up another one of these. Didn't do any Winter Todd this month. That was, I kind of just felt like doing Slayer instead of any XP stuff. Like, the way I wanted to do it was do Slayer first and then go to the high XP stuff. So this is just some menial shit. This herbal is from anti-venoms. I'll get to that later. And some herb cleaning, I guess, from farm runs and stuff like that. I haven't cleaned any of my herbs yet that I got from Slayer. That's gonna be fun. I'm not sure where this agility is from. I didn't really do any agility. Thieving is just from phone gem nights. Phone foot alk gem nights that I've been doing. Whenever I was just in bed, I would set it up on the gem night and just keep tapping my phone. So it's that. Let me just open up one of these. Traditional erudite ramble content. So here's the big chunk of what I've been doing this month. I got nearly 4 million Slayer this month, which I'm pretty happy with. This is considering the fact that I haven't been doing XP Slayer, I've been doing Herb Slayer, and I've been doing Armador tasks as well with this, so I'm very happy with this number. And I haven't really been playing that much either, but the times I have been playing, I've been playing quite efficiently. So I'm nearly at 20 mil now, and 20 mil was my goal. So that's going. So as soon as I hit 20 mil, I'm going to stop until I decide to go back or get 20 mil in all the other skills. I'm basically, what I'm trying to do is not try and, go so full throttle in any skill that I might burn out or it'll get devalued in the future. If I go at like 10 mil at a time, it'll give me room to actually use all the methods as they come out. So, I don't waste as much time. That's kind of my mentality at the moment. All this farming was from Zora, and Herbrins. So I ran out of fruit tree seeds, and I decided to go do like 300 kills at Zora just to get me enough for like the next coming weeks or so, or week and a bit or so. What I'm going to start doing is just doing, as soon as I start running out of fruit tree seeds, like 2 days before I start running out, I'll just do like 2-day session of Zora, get all the fruit tree seeds, and then that should keep up my KC and stuff like that. ZMI was at runecrafting was at ZMI. Excuse me. I'll get to why ZMI is better than Lava's later. But I really do enjoy doing ZMI. I quite enjoy the content. It's pretty chill, and it's quite click intensive with the dropping and stuff like that. With the advent of like shift dropping and shift opening your pouches, it's quite fun to get like do like a 5-way and 2 ticks to really keep your ticks up. Like, there's a lot of room for improvement for me at ZMI. I think the max you can probably get is like 55k, and I'm hitting like 54.3 or something, so pretty fucking close. Hunter was from all the chin hunting I did. So you may have remembered me saying that I wanted to not do any hunter until Fossil Island comes out. But here's the thing, is that I'm doing Armador tasks to try and get full Armadale, and you need chins to do that. So most of this was red chins, but some of it's black chins as well. I did do like 4k black chins. I really do not like black chins. And the method I use at Armador, doesn't really matter if you use red chins or black chins, you still end up usually killing killing 2 of the melee minions while you're crossbowing Armadillo, while you're waiting for the melee minion to respawn. So I can just pretty much do red chins and it not really matter. I'm really bad at Armadillo, so I don't really mind accepting the fact that I'm just going to get really slow kills per hour. It's going to take me a lot of trips to do it, but as soon as I get it, I'm done. I don't have to go back. So that's kind of it. I'm not really there trying to learn the most efficient way of doing it, because I don't expect myself to be there that long. Although I am being there quite long right now, and I'm not really happy with it. I gained 147 EHP this month, which is quite nice. And if you look at my overall stats, I am at I've gained a bit more XP, obviously, because I haven't really logged out yet from my Armadillo trip. But here's where I am from this date here. So 9 in the morning, I'm at 3044 EHP, which is quite nice. So, all right, so that goes into what I've been doing this month in terms of XP wise. I'm going to just talk to you a bit now about my bank and what I've been doing. So past month I've been doing Slayer, obviously, and the task list that I'm using is the one that I think is the best task list at the moment. So I'm just going to pull it up so I can read it out. I'm going to keep reiterating this because I want to put it out there in the open, so if anyone has any better ideas of how I should actually do Slayer, I really appreciate it. But at the moment, I feel like this is the best task list to do. So at the moment, I'm doing... so my block list is Abyssal Demons. Although they're good prayer XP, and you use them for whips, and they have a good heart chance, they don't really drop any good herb, and you tend to not get anything else useful from them, unfortunately. So it's better for totems and better for shards, but you should be able to sustain your shards and totems from Blood Veils and Dagonoffs. So that's why I don't do Abyssal Demons. I have no use for any of the loot, and any prayer XP you get from Installed Heads, you can also get from Blood Veils. If you wanted to do Abyssal Demons instead, you probably not take out any other tasks, you just add them onto your task list, but it'd be just a massive chunk of your XP because they turn up a lot. They're the second highest task to turn up. So I do so my second block is Hellhounds. Just unless you need any of the crystals, I wouldn't recommend doing any Hellhounds, because they drop no loot and they're pretty much the same as any other melee task, so there's no point in doing them, just better melee tasks. I block Cow Fights. I don't have the full gear to do Cow Fight Queen yet, so and I don't even think I would probably do it, considering my distaste for the boss, just as like mechanically in doing the trip, because I went really dry on the head, and that's why I just really hate the boss. I went like 30 hours dry on the head, so Cutfire has a bad taste in my mouth, much like Barrows. I went really dry at Barrows, so I never want to go back there. So, but in general, you do block them because they just don't really drop anything. You block Cave Krakens because they're just slow and they turn up quite a lot, and you unblock them for the pet, but you know, it's just a simple boss that you don't really need to do the boss at all. I block Greater Demons. They're just the next most common task to block. Of course, you don't block them for Zamory, but I'm not planning to do Zamorak yet. I'll be getting to Zamorak a lot later on in my Runescape account. And last block is Black Demons. So again, not really anything worth doing. They're just the next most common task, which there's no point in doing, so you just block them. So the tasks I do I do Dark Beasts unextended, just for points. I do Necreals extended with bracelets for the herb seeds and the GP. I do Smoke Devils for the experience. I do, and they're quite fast tasks anyway. You know. I do Black Dragons unextended, just as a points task. I contemplated not doing Black Dragons anymore because I had a lot of Slayer points, but then I decided that the prayer XP you get from that. So according to my list, I'd kill like 16,000. I'd kill 16,000 Black Dragons. So let me just times 30. So I'd get like a free 500k prayer experience. It's, you know, it's fine. I don't mind doing that. That seems worth it to me, especially considering the time it takes and the points you get. So just do the baby Black Dragons, and they don't take long at all. I do Dagonoffs. You can't extend them, unfortunately, but I do Dagonoffs with bracelets in the Catacombs. They're quite AFK. They also retaliate, and you can just sit there with Piety on and just kill them. They're the second best herb task in the game because they drop a lot of herb seeds, and the seeds get like 7 to 8 herbs per seed, so it's quite a lot of herb XP in one drop, and they drop them quite often. So Dagonoffs you should definitely do. It's also maybe worth it doing Dagon of Kings for prayer if you prioritize prayer over over herb, but I don't prioritize prayer over herb. So the times I did do DKs for my mud staff, I got all the bones from that, and that was just kind of like a side thing. I never really considered it that big of a deal. So I do gargoyles just normally, no extension, no bracelets or anything, just for the GP and strength XP. Blood Velds the same way. I do them in the catacombs, proselyte, and just like AFK them because I really don't like doing that task. But you do them for the blood runes most predominantly. If you do blood velds on tasks, especially extended, you profit blood runes, so you never have to buy blood runes from the store at all. The only runes you really have to worry about are water runes, unless you have a Kodai wand, and death runes, which you get from Zora. So that's pretty good. They also drop quite a lot of loot. You get like 150k coins to 200 coins per task. You end up alking pretty much everything they drop except for air runes and bowstrings, you know. Like even like the black boots and black med helms, they're still worth more than nature runes, so it's worth to alch them. And it all adds up eventually. I do aberrant specters. I do those extended, but without a bracelet, because I'm not because I think the math checks out that there's no point on using bracelets on them because the time it would take to use it, because they're the third best herb test, right? But the math slowly checks out to the fact that you don't need to use bracelets on them, but you can just extend them, and it should be fine with the herb XP that you get. I do like doing aberrant specter tasks. They're the only range task you really do. Well, the only range task I do at least. So, and finally, I do blue dragon. Oh, no, not finally. I do blue dragons. I made those in the Slayer area. They're pretty good pro XP. There's been some discussions about how to maximize the hides, because you don't really pick up the hides, right? You just leave them there, and you only pick up the bones because it's not worth picking up the hides and keep having to bank them, running back and forth and stuff. You're only really there for the pro XP, right? And some of the herb XP that they drop from the herbs. So someone's been trying to math out how to maximize the hide. So you bring tan hide with you, you bring the needle and stuff like that, needle and thread, and then you make the bodies as you kill them. But I don't necessarily, that just seems too much effort to me. I don't really want to do that. So finally, I do red dragon. So you've probably seen the video of me doing my red dragon task, just as an example of how to do them. I found a better spot. It's on the mushroom on the north side. You basically stand there and you hit the ones red dragons that spawn, the 3 red dragons that spawn in the south, and they all stack up. And it's just a beautiful setup, really, and it really maximizes kills per hour. It really maximizes the loot time. I really do like that spot, and red dragon is probably one of my favorite tasks because it's so niche and not really many people do it. Every other task that I didn't mention, you skip. So I skip trolls, ankus, all the steel dragons, all that other stuff. I skip all those. So now that that's been said, that's pretty much what I've been doing for Slayer, and I'll stop at 20 mil just to see if there's any updates that come to Slayer, because they'll probably speed it up as per usual. Let's get into my bank. So right now my bank's currently sitting pretty because I've been doing loads of Slayer and everything's slowly adding up. Here's all my runes here. Let's just get it started with the normal bank video. It's kind of messy at the moment, like here at the bottom, but I'll get to that in a bit. So I bought a load of nature runes because I thought I'd be spending all my flax into bowstring for crafting, but I never ended up doing that because I had enough crafting. I had enough supplies and battle staffs and green dragon hides to get to 99. So these have been sitting here for quite a while, and I've just been using those to alch things. I kind of top this off with ZMI. Like all these runes here, I really kind of just topped off from ZMI, except for lavas, obviously. So yeah, the souls here. The only rune I'm really running out of is astrals, because I use like 50 of those per herb run, and I do a lot of herb runs. So if I really wanted to keep on track of this, I'm probably doing like a lot of ZMI just to make sure that I don't ever run out of these. The thing is though, is that I just find it way easier to buy 2,000 whenever I need them from the shop, and they're really cheap, so I don't mind spending the money on that. I need a lot of cosmic runes, and I'll probably have to do some dedicated cosmic rune crafting to use all the power stats I've been gaining, which is unfortunate. I'm not sure how many blood runes I started with Slayer, but I haven't really lost that many. I should have more blood veil tests that I've been getting, but I feel like I'm keeping steady on these blood runes, and I shouldn't really be able to run out of them anytime soon. I bought like 100k of those, and they've just gone down. Like barraging, smoke devils, and stuff like that just really fucks up your supply. Oh, I forgot to mention, I don't do dust devils. You probably do dust devils if you wanted to cash and shards and stuff like that, but they don't really drop anything that particular. There's better tasks, and it's not really worth doing. So You basically want to maximize your neck real time because they drop the most herb XP. All these fire runes have been picked up, so it's probably worth when you bring a rune pouch and you do a standard spellbook when you're at like neck reels or gargoyles or something like that. And gargoyles drop fire runes. You want to bring fire runes and nature runes and just put the fire runes in your rune pouch, so you never have to end up buying fire runes from the shop to charge your trident with. You just pick them up as per not usual, so that's fine. What else? So battle stats. So I've been buying battle stats every day, and my cash stack has pretty much been around 60 mil since I maxed. This is mainly because of the cash that I've been getting from Slayer. I haven't, and Lizardman Shamans when I did them, I haven't lost really any cash at all. And in fact, I've just been gaining cash. As soon as I spend all of this, then it's going to be great. So I haven't really been losing any money at all. I changed a few things around my bank, so I put my Secators here instead of my Explorer's Ring. So when I take it out for farm runs, it's all in order, so I don't have to move anything around in my inventory. Everything's just set up perfectly, for me at least. Down here, I've got, so this is loot from Armadillo. So I've got 2 God Sword Shards free and 2 number 2s. I think one of the shard frees was from the boss itself, and then the rest of these is just from the minions. Yeah, I haven't got any shard ones and I haven't got any hilts, so I don't really mind going around these. I'll get a hilt eventually. Mainly I want the SGS, and that's the only really one I want to use. The other 2 that I probably want to use BGS and the SGS because of Master Clue steps and stuff like that. Yeah, this clue's a Master Clue. I need a Death Tiara for this, and I don't really want to go camp Dark Beast for it. I'll just get it on task when I do Dark Beast. It's fine. If I hit 20 mil Slayer and I haven't got the talisman from the Tassius, I'll go camp it. But until then, I'll just do normal stuff. And I need to go do more Pyramid Plan to get more Scarabs to charge this. I still haven't made an altar yet because I use this for the cat door thing, like I said. So this is my farm tab. I've gained, so the only seeds that I've been growing are the Haralander seeds, and I think I said last month that the only reason I'm not growing any of the other seeds is because I'm waiting for Ultra Compost to come out. As soon as I run out of these, I'll just go to the next lowest herb things. I'll be doing all my Haralanders, all my Raynars, all my Erits and stuff like that until I get to the high XP stuff. I have 836 Toflax seeds. These are all from Necreals, all from Slayer, all from Abbey Specs and stuff like that. This is, yeah, all these seeds you see here are from Raynar up, are from Slayer. These are from some of the Wyverns I did, but I stopped doing those. But anything from Toflax and up, all from Slayer. So definitely do your Slayer, guys. And then I've got the Fruit Cheese Seeds stuff in here, just from Zora. I'll be doing those eventually. So this is the Juicy Herb tab. It's going to look a lot better once I grow all the seeds. I can't wait to see the tab once I've grown them all. But I haven't cleaned any of these herbs at all. These are all just from Slayer. So these are like the raw herbs I got from Abbey Specs and Green Dragon, from Dragons and stuff like that. And Kingdom as well. So a few of these from Kingdom. Some of these from somewhere else. I'm not sure where I got these grimy Toflax from. I need to rack my brain to figure out where I got them from. So yeah, I don't really remember. But in general, I've the only stack that's really been going up on the clean side is the Haralanders from herb runs. And as you can see, they've been stacking up. So I have 893 Toflax so that's just to be super high. It's gonna be so much more I need to do, but that's fine. I don't mind. That's how you play the game. So I've been still been growing my Limproots, using my seeds for Limproots, and I'm nearly at 15k. You probably need like 20k or something to use all the Qualms. You'll probably get maybe a lot more. I don't know, but I mean those are slowly going up. Again, 16 white berries per herb run, so you can kind of determine how many herb runs I've done in the past month, because I started at 0. So yeah, that's a lot. All these crushed nests are from, I think these are all from Armadillo. So that seems a lot from Armadillo, and I don't think that's necessarily accurate, but I think that's all from Armadillo. I'm not too sure. Moving on, just potions. My potion supply is still looking good. I've had to make a few of these anti-venoms to subsidize my Zora. I need to get rid of these, and you'll see why in the next couple tabs. It's a spoiler there for you. Yeah, I'm liberally using my pro potions in Slayer now. I had a talk with Situation, Flower, Tyler, etc. Whatever name he goes under, and we determined that I'm going to profit prayer potions just from doing Slayer. So there's no point in me even bothering to save any of these. I'll just use them, and if I need to use them, I'll use my super restores, because I don't really need to use these anywhere else except for Armadillo, Saradomin, and I really can't think of anywhere else I'd use my super restores. So there's that. Here's my clue tab. I've been doing every single hard clue I've been getting, which is nice. So I've been filling up my house. I'll probably show you my treasure chest house near the end of the video. But everything's slowly going up. I still don't have the master scroll book yet, and as soon as I do, everything is going in here, except for the Typo 1As, because I'll bring them out when I do a herb run, a tree run, for instance. But yeah, I've mainly been doing clues for the Typo 1A scrolls, so I can easily get to Kalquats. I use the fairy ring to get to red dragons, but I want to use these for Kalquats. It's just way easier. I don't want to keep teleporting to Brimhaven Portal every time. Got all the blessings finally. I was missing the Saradomin one, but that one's in here now. Spoiler. And I've been slowly just getting all the completionist stuff like this. So I'd have to build a tidy hole to use it for the master clue. Don't ask why I have 4 new crystal bows. It's just a massive money dump. I thought I'd be using crystal bows at Lizard and Shamans, but then I realized that I just really didn't want to use them all there. So that's like a lot of money wasted, and I'll probably just like leave it sitting there as a mark of shame, to be honest. Yeah, I'm just missing the Gothics, the Ancients, the Saradomins, the Ancients, just all this other stuff I need to rebuild hidey holds for. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I threw out all my Bandos, Saradomin, and Gothics pages. I just now keep the pages which bring up my bank value. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I had to really get this Ancient Staff from Chaos Fanatic. That didn't take too long as well. And Zorotab. So, as you can see here, I got the imbued heart. I'm very happy with this. I got this yesterday from an Abbey Spectre. So, if you remember, I got the Eternal Gem from an Abbey Spectre. That's 1 in like 900. I got the imbued heart from an Abbey Spectre as well. So that's 1 in 900. The KC was 253 superiors. I'm very happy with this. I'm so glad that I got it before my 20 mil Slayer goal. Otherwise, I'd have to be doing all the Zora without it. I'm very happy that I got this very early, and I feel very fortunate. The only thing that I've got from Zora recently, which is of any notice, is another Tanzanite Vine. Other than that, I've been dry for the past like 400 kills or so, which is fine. I don't really care about all these drops anymore. I never want to dismantle any of these, so I just want to like have them stack up like the door does. So I'll pretty much just have infinite scales for everything I need to do. All these occult nexuses are from Slayer, obviously. Just like stacking them up. I went like 3k dry for one of them, and now I have like 22, so that's pretty nice. And all these magic logs are from like Smoke Devils and anywhere else I got them from Old Zoro. So yeah, everything's stacking up quite nicely. Loads of flax, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I just keep my mage gear in here, and it's kind of like my gear is all over the place really. But I keep most of this in here, and I'll probably dismantle this tab and like consolidate it to like this tab eventually. But at the moment, here's his own dedicated Zoro tab, and hopefully I'll be able to put all the other loots in here. Probably look at someone else's bank to determine how they sorted out their Zoro tab. So here's all my this like my crafting and supplies tab, crafting and like useless shit tab. So still pretty organized. Here's my Toggle count from Gem Knights. My Mind Rune count's going down, so because that's all the ZM I've been doing, unfortunately. I'm kind of blessed that I went Dryad Barriers to get this many Mind Runes, because I don't have to like use any other elemental runes to like any air runes to pay for ZMI. But I'm gonna be using all these at ZMI, and it won't really last me that long. But whatever. Some random chins from Armadillo. Gem count looking nice. Gold ore count looking very nice from Slayer, from Gargoyles. Same with the Runite ore count. Just everything's looking great here. Slowly working on my arrow shafts. I'll be using Feathers and all of these during my Winter Todd stuff. I might do like 100k at a time, so I get balanced fletching XP or something, so I don't kind of like topple out at like 17 mil when I'm done with all these logs that I need to do and stuff like that. I'll be using all these Willow logs as well. These Oak logs are kind of useless, so I'll use these as well, so it's all good. What else is here? Still need to enchant all these. I used all my Dragon Darts at Armadillo and at DKs to speed it up. That wasn't really worth it. Now regretting this. Picking up Rune Darts at Red Dragons and using these at Armadillo sometimes. All these Mithril Darts I still need to use all the dart tips for. Like here at Winter Todd, same with the Adamant ones. All these Steel Darts I picked up at Armadillo, so I never have to use any Steel Bars to make any of these. I can just use the Steel Bars and Cannonballs for Lizard Shamans. And I'm starting to make all these bolts, but yeah, it's just a load of random XP here. All these bars here as well. What else? Clay looking nice. Still got, yeah, all that. So this is a random, it's like my old Barrows tab that I used to put my Barrows gear in, but most of this PDM tab. I've got Dark Lords from trying to get any shards for my Outclaw because I nearly ran out. Haven't got the pet yet, but I'll get that eventually. I don't really care about that. I haven't really used the Tent Whip that much. I only used it at DKs, and I think I only used one whip, so I'm still like on the same whip. I'll use all these at Bandos, and hopefully this will last me until I get the get the loot that I want. These are all red drop table from Slayer, so obviously I have a lot of Dragon Stones to use for like combat bracelets and glories and stuff like that. I'll probably use a lot of them on combat bracelets because I use a lot of those for herb runs, and I don't like recharging those all the time. I got another 2 dust battle staffs from superiors as well. So the only thing I'm missing is the mist staff, which is useless to me. So pretty much completed all the superiors. And finally, these are all the oh yeah, I got the mud staff, by the way. If you didn't realize, that was from DKs. So that's another goal I finished this month. I think that was this month. I can't remember. But yeah, here's all the, and the Sears ring as well, obviously. So here's all the other things that I've and I got. I need to imbue all these so they don't use that much bank space. But yeah, I'll get to that eventually when I start AFKing Nightmare Zone. Haven't done any more Saradomin yet. So, and the last tab. So this is the big Slayer tab, which I kind of did a sneak peek of a bit of the video ago, but here it is. So all my gear and usually all the stuff I use is at the top. So here's all the stuff I use to re-gear. So bang, bang, bang. So that's pretty much the gear for giving up for a melee task or something. So that's a range task, and then like that's my mage stuff, and all my other mage stuff is in here, and I've got all this in here, bludgeon over here, so it all works out fine. Is all the sword heads I have. So blood vells stacking up, dragons, Dagonos stacking up, and then here's all my alkables. So I usually alk on task, so I bring a rune pouch with me and just alk them as I go along, so I don't have to use any inventory space. But anytime I kind of just had them in my inventory, I just put them in, and this is what it's kind of turned out to. You'll see a lot of clue items in here as well, which are just duplicates which I need to alk in general. That's why I put them in here. But here is all of my all my loot that I need to alk. I need to enchant these, obviously, but yeah, it's pretty good. These Dragon Javelin heads are 1k an alk. So when you're doing Red Dragon tasks, you want to pick these up because these is like a 10k alk in a drop, right? So that's like a mil there you didn't really notice. If you make them to javelins, they alk for shit. So, and I don't have a ballista, and I don't plan to get one. So unless it's like super useful in some huge content. So this is the accurate account of how many Red Dragons I've killed. Excuse me. Because I haven't used any hides yet. And this is when I used to do Brutal Black Dragons, but I stopped doing those because I thought it was useless. I don't really need a Vizzy at all. So I'm doing quite fine on my Crystal Shield, thank you very much. So yeah, man, here's everything here. It's quite a fucking lot. And I used to have more Dragon Bones and Wyvern Bones and stuff like that, but I'm just slowly going through them through the Ectofile, and yeah, so they'll be going down, but they'll be topping up. So I'll slowly be getting pro XP. So yeah, that's my bank at the moment. Looking pretty fucking good. I'm so glad I got this heart yesterday, and very happy with that. Shit. So what did I actually get this month? I got the ACB. That's Armador Chestplate. That's nice, and I also got the Armador Helm, which is nice. But I need the chain skirts. That's what I'm doing at Armador at the moment. That pretty much sums up everything I got this month in terms of like loot and things like that. So let's go back to cutting these. Maybe out of U-logs. I need to do more Zora for that. So what's next? Do my bank. So what's next? I'm starting to do a weekly Zora. Top up my fruit tree seeds. That's fine. I'm closing in on 20 mil Slayer. I should get that in a couple of days if I keep playing, which is fine, and I don't get any Armador tasks. Because I'm gonna not skip any Armador tasks until I get that chain skirt, which is a pain in the ass because I hate hunting, but whatever. After that, so what's next? After that, so I'll be finishing off fire making. While I make all my dart tips and all this other stuff, trying to get all the fletching XP. I'll be finishing off 20 more thieving. I'll be stopping there until later. I hate luring the Gem Knight. It's really annoying. I'll be doing a lot. I need to use my crafting supplies. So I've got a lot of battle staffs I need to use. I've got a lot of gems I need to cut. I've got a lot of jewelry I need to make, and just could be quite tedious, but that's all crafting I need to do. I've got all the load of hides I need to use. So there's a lot of stuff there. I got a lot of mole I need to do. Finesse, because I have so many toadflax seeds, and mole gives a lot of tree seeds and lipwort seeds and stuff like that. I still want to keep growing my lipworts. So in that gives farming, so I'll probably there's no point in me stopping at 20 more farming, because I'm always farming with herbs and stuff like that, so there's no point in that. And lastly, I'll be doing a lot of ZMI, so I'll be using all the essence I get from my Zora trips and just doing ZMI until I hit 20 mil, which is quite a long time. After that, I'd have to pretty much decide which specific skill I'd want to get 20 mil in, so it would have to be one of the gatherers, and then from the gatherers I'll be doing cooking from all the grapes I get from Zora. Smithing will come naturally through the gold I get. Same with fletching, because I'm doing arrow shafts and darts and stuff like that. Same with construction. I'm getting teaks every day from my kingdom. Same with herbs. Agility, when I run out of cash, which is pretty much never, because I'm always profiting when doing Slayer. I'll be alching all my stuff. Wood cutting to rest construct, like it's all coming together really. The only contention thing is prayer, but I just have to camp green dragons for that, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, everything's looking great, and I'll be doing the Fossil Island method of Hunter when it comes out, so that's fine. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing for the next couple of months, next month or so. 20 more Slayer, the fast skills here, and then some other stuff. So yeah, everything should come together quite nicely, and I should be able to shoot up the high scores pretty nicely. What else? So let's talk Fossil Island for a bit. I said I put out a tweet. I put out a series of tweets, pretty much giving my impressions of Fossil Island. So I'm just going to read them verbatim. I stand by what I said at the time. But at the moment, I'm just going to say what I said. So I have no faith in Fossil Island, given the comments of past history of the lead devs. Failure to cater to your top player does not end well for game quality. Brackets, see World of Warcraft top 20 raiding community. The trickle-down effect is real. People look up to people that play your game the best. If they don't want to play, why should I, etc. I do not trust Wolf's ability to QA correctly considering Gem Knights, the Kwanban fishing question, personal project quest mishap, etc. If you don't know about that. Same with the Pride event. I think everyone handled that quite poorly. It should have just been like pretty standard, but I blame loads of people on that. From what I can, so Minnows and Winter Todd were not skilling updates and reflect poorly on any proposed updates that come from Ed in the future. So Minnows wasn't Ed, but Marrying Guild was, and it's pretty much the same content. So if that's the best you can do, then I have no future. I have no faith really. And then finally, from what I can gather, Maz is playing a game that none of us play. Worrying Time is a complete lack of understanding of her clients. And I said I would talk about this in the next ramble. So what did I mean by saying all that? So my criticism of the devs, I think, is pretty sound. I feel like from the previews I've seen of Fossil Island from Maz and Wolf, I'm oscillating from like completely trash to very skeptical. I'm kind of like holding. I can just do maple logs. I'll do the magics. I won't be betting these. So. From what I can gather, the content's either going to be like pretty decent or just complete trash, and there's no going to be like super sick shit. It's all be mid-level stuff which caters to the casual player base, and that's completely fine. But I feel like the mentality it goes into of not considering those who actually play and know the game better than you do, which is surprising considering that they're devs, but nevertheless, the lack of like contempt that they held to the high, like that in general the community holds to the high level community, is just kind of like disparaging really. I really don't like it. There's no sense of like, hey, we're all playing the same game. Just because some of us play it differently doesn't mean that one should judge someone else for their own play style, you know what I mean? And that goes both ways. Like when people say like Maz alking near the farm run and doing near the farm patch and all this other stuff, it's like, yeah, that's pretty fucking stupid considering you should know the mechanics of the game to the point where you can just leave it there, right? But and there's no real benefit of doing so other than just the way you enjoy the game. Also, her calling herself a skiller when she has no 99s, it's pretty interesting, but that could just be down to playtime. Like, she could be the most efficient player on the game for all we know, but in general, she may not have played as much. They've got any 99s, but it's kind of hard to believe. And I feel like when she says skiller and we say skiller, we mean two different things, but we're using the same word, so it's just a lack of understanding there. It's just a misinterpretation of the language, and there's no disparaging thoughts from there at all. But in general, I just feel like it leaves a bad taste in my mouth when content from them comes out. Like when Ash does something, or when Kieran does something, or when the artists do something or draw something, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be sick, because their past work and their past statements have been backed up by the content that they created. But when I look at the past content and the past rhetoric that has been proposed by Ed, Maz, and Wolf, I just like, what is going on here? Like, what game are you making? Like, you need to like Jinbino and Ultimate and Aubrey were like, yeah, this is to like keep to the old school style. Like, I'm kind of against like trying to like hold on so tight to the old school style. I more play the game. I more only really enjoy the old school for the combat mechanics and the graphic style. But the old school like feel, in air quotes, I don't really mind like going away as much, because there's just some things which need to be modernized. Otherwise, it's just like, what the fuck. If you really wanted to play a hard yeah, the engine is old, but the player base isn't, right? So you have to cater to the player base as opposed to cater to the game. And just because it goes both ways, from saying, why should you change it when the person wants to keep it the same? It's like, well, loads more people want it differently, and if you don't like it, then that's unfortunate, because it's just, you may be right, but you have to go with the will of the people, because that's a democracy in a sense. To go like, no, we know better than you, is kind of really, it's like, and it's basically saying we're better than you, and I don't like the kind of rhetoric at all. I have way more faith in the general player base than most people do in the high level community, and I don't consider myself part of the high level community. I just consider myself part of the Ironman community. And those are two different things. So yeah, with Fossil Island, I kind of rambled on a bit there. I'm not really too sure what to think of it, and I'm just gonna hold my breath until it comes out. I'm probably gonna enjoy doing a lot of the like side content and completionist content in there, because I really did enjoy that in World of Warcraft, just getting all the achievements and things like that. Set myself little goals like that. I did that with Zaya with the favor, and I really enjoyed that. There isn't anything on Zaya that I haven't done in terms of content, so that's cool. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Fossil Island at the moment. I looked at like the seaweed farming. It turns out the seaweed seeds you get from the thieving and agility thing. Excuse me, and you get like you get them from the chest, and they take like 20-30 minutes to grow. Like, I don't want to have to camp there for 10 hours just to make it efficiently for me to get seaweed. I'll probably just end up buying it from the shop if that's the case. If more people than usual start like growing their seaweed as opposed to buying it from the shop, then the shop will come less. There'll be less demand for the shop, so I can go to the shop. That's the way I'm thinking at the minute. So I don't mind using the shop. The only thing I hate about the shop is the world hopping. If the giant seaweed is like super fucking sick, like you get like 50 seaweed per thing, then yeah, obviously you don't want to camp it, obviously, but again, I have to wait and see. So that's pretty much it on the RuneScape side. I think I pretty much rambled on enough about the RuneScape side. How long have we been going so far? 38 minutes, shit. I'm gonna get into some real life stuff just to cap it out, and then I'll be going back to Slayer. I have a Dagonoth task I need to do, and a herb run I need to do, so I'll be getting on with that. So in 2 weeks I'm going to Creamfields, which is a EDM festival up north somewhere in the UK. I have no idea where it is, but my girlfriend's driving me up there. We're going together. We're going to camp out there. It's gonna be sick. If you are at Creamfields, then send me a message on Twitter and I will meet up with you. But that's pretty unlikely considering the amount of people who watch this video. But you never know. Yeah, it'd be cool to hang out. If you're chilled, then we'll be chilled together. It's gonna be 4 days, first time ever camping, and I'm really looking forward to the camping aspect of it, because I really do like sleep, right? So if there's a lot of fucking people making a lot of fucking noise at 4 in the morning, I'm not gonna be very happy. So there's that. Politics wise, for my university project, I'm still doing a lot of reading in terms of like political belief and moral psychology and personality and individual differences and all this other stuff. It's really depressing, man. Like, fucking like how much like Trump derangement syndrome is real, man. Like there's just so many mentally ill people, man. Like I cannot like what happened to reason, dude? Like what happened to like intellectual charity? What like I sent like a 2,000 word letter to my mayor, to the mayor of my city yesterday, because he was going off on Twitter, not like going off, but like just saying the most retarded shit about the Charlottesville shit. I'm like, come on, man. Like it's like there's so much more nuance to the situation, and so much opportunity for you to condemn violence on many sides, which it was. Like it's basically saying like the argument like who's better, communists or Nazis? Like they're both fucking retarded on their own individual merits, right? And if you believe in but any idea like both of those ideologies, then you're just a complete loser to me. Like if you're a socialist or a communist or a Nazi or a fascist or a racial supremacist or an identitarian in general, you can just go fuck yourself, man. Like fuck all this collectivist bullshit. It's making me fucking miserable just to see all these like tribalist motherfuckers be like, oh, I'm black, so therefore X. Like, bitch, you do not speak for me. Like, you speak for yourself. And just because you say you're the leader of this movement, which like stand like there's an activist group in the UK called Stand Up to Racism. It's like, fuck you, I stand up to racism, but you do not speak for me, man. Like go oh my god, just like oh. And they end up like defending the like going after the people who are on their side but have different like political opinions to them. Like there's going to be a march in my city, not like a march but like a meeting in my city of gays against Sharia law, right? Gays against Sharia law. The people there are some of the most sound people in terms of like against Sharia law, right? Everyone should be against Sharia law. If you don't know what Sharia law is, go Google Sharia law. But like but the people who are like stand up to racism are protesting these people because they're saying mean things about Islam. Like, go fuck yourself, man. Like, look at who you're defending. It's like when bring it back to the Charlottesville thing, it's like you're defending fucking communists, man. Like, yes, there were peaceful protesters there, but on the other side, there were like patriotists and constitutionalists and just general nationalists, not like ethno-nationalists. There's a distinct difference. They're just like, yeah, e pluribus unum, dude. Like, e pluribus unum over everything. Out of many, one. Go fuck yourself, you collectivist motherfuckers. I'm sick and tired of it, man. I cannot wait to go back to uni and start doing this project because I really need to like wrap this around my head, man. It's pissing me off. So yeah, that turned into a rant instead of a ramble. You can enjoy that, but yeah. Yeah, I'll stop that there. If you, yeah, I'm just, oh my god, man. Oh, like I'm sweating and shit. Jesus. Anyway, if you couldn't tell, I'm pissed off by the general political climate, and there's like, and then I've seen people in the UK talking about like making a new party called the Democrats, and the first thing they want to do is overturn the now common law established like EU referendum. Like, go fuck yourself, man. You're not democratic, man. It's like fucking Vince Cable from Liberal Democrats saying old people have betrayed the young in this book. It's like who, you're an old motherfucker, dude. Just because they have a difference of opinion, just because of their age, doesn't mean that they're wrong. You know, it's just a matter of opinion. Like, come on, man. Like, have some intellectual charity. Like, you're not liberal and you're not democratic because you're defending the people who are illiberal. You're tolerant of the intolerant, and you're not democratic because you're fucking trying to overturn referendums. Like, what the fuck? Like, and the people's mandate. Like, go fuck yourself, man. Like, seriously, I'm pissed, man. And fucking all right, I'm done. Anyway, so next on my list is books. So books I'm reading. I'm still trying to go through Strange Death of Europe. Every single page I see on that book just makes me triggered, man. Like, how is this allowed? I don't understand. Like, why did no one just go, hey, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on here? And I'm like, oh my days, man. It's so ridiculous. So yeah, I'm still doing that. I read the Conflict of Visions by Thomas Sowell. I really recommend that book. I read Vision of the Anointed by Thomas Sowell. I really recommend that book. Like, that book just goes in on the unconstrained vision as put out. I'm currently going through postmodernism, like describing postmodernism. I read Waking Up by Sam Harris. That's a really good book. I read Lying by Sam Harris. That's a really good essay. What else? What else? Let me just go on my reading list. What else do I need to? Yeah, Explaining Postmodernism is the name. I need to read The Quest for Cosmic Justice by Thomas Sowell. I need to read Basic Economics by Thomas Sowell. I just need to read a lot of Sowell, basically. There's a few other books I need to read. I need to reread my psychology textbook about intelligence and personality, because I think that they are more accurate than I'm given credit for, so I need to read that. But yeah, that's pretty much on my reading list. I'm keeping myself busy, man. And next ramble, it'll be like a week before I go back to uni, like a couple of days before I go back to uni, so it should be a good understanding of where I am mentally. My voice has cracked so many times because it's the morning and whatever, but yeah, there's a 45-minute ramble for you motherfuckers. Enjoy this. I rambled on a lot about real life and Runescape and shit like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you next month. I'm just trying to think, like, do I have anything else to say? I don't really. Yeah, just like, well, I have a save your money, pay your taxes, don't go to jail, clean your room. Peace.